Zach Osborne.
250 champion.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show. Only 2 episodes are left, kinda-ish.
Well, for the Nationals.
For the Nationals.
Because we got like 20 more. We got no days off.
This one and one more.
Yep.
Yep. So anyway, Bud's Creek Review Show here. Let's take care of the paperwork first. Make sure you're clicking those Amazon links, smashing those like buttons, subscribing, commenting. What else do they got to do? Following us on Facebook.
Listen to our podcast.
Listen to our podcast when we do them.
Watch Travis's vlogs.
We don't gotta go that far.
What?
Yeah, all that kind of good stuff. You know, share it, comment it, like it. Yeah. Amazon links. Click the Amazon links.
Click them.
Please.
Please.
We need money.
We do.
We are broke.
We are.
As shit.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep.
Anywho, Bud's Creek news. Let's start with the track as per normal. Same as last year.
Cambers, elevation, deep.
That's it. Okay, good track talk. And I'm just kidding. Rained a lot on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Dude, it rained Wednesday, Thursday, and then it poured Friday night. Well, actually, no. It poured after press day. They got some sunshine, and then it poured again Friday night. And apparently it was like... Apparently Christian Craig, like, in his opinion, he thought it was worse than what it was at Unadilla. So that's impressive that the track shaped up that well by the motos.
Yeah, and it was just kind of a weird day because, like, the way the track shaped up, it was real one-lined. But yeah, other than that, all I heard about the track was that it was the same exact layout as last year, but the jumps were all completely different.
Yeah, they were step downs or something.
Yeah.
Although I do want to touch on one more thing, not that it has anything to really... It kind of has something to do with the track.
He's sick. He doesn't smoke a lot.
I apologize, people. My throat's killing me.
It's great. I'm probably going to get sick now, too.
No. Anyway.
Fuck you.
All the talk of the lappers. I know GL gets on the lappers all the time. You know, and it's always a problem. You know, do the lappers get out of the way quick enough for the blue flags? You know, they're always wrapped up in their race, but there's a race coming through that means more, and you're not in it. Get out of the way. Even the Savachi thing, getting into it, that lapper last weekend that, you know, squared him up and stuff and hit his leg. I felt that they were a little bit too harsh on the lappers yesterday on the broadcast because with how deep it was on the outside, they weren't trying to stay in the main line. They were trying to get out of the way, but you weren't trying to track all the way to the outside and stuff it and lose all your momentum. So I feel that
I thought I thought that a lot of people commented that the lappers did really well yesterday.
See, but GL though I felt was a little bit too harsh sometimes. You know, and I get it. You know, especially when Osborne was coming through in that first moto and stuff, and they're not lappers at that point, but slower guys feeling, hey, they need to get out of the way and, you know, whatever. I just feel that sometimes they're a little bit too critical of the lappers, and in the grand scheme of things, they need to realize they are in their own race too. They're trying to make points. They're trying to make money. They don't really care what's going on behind them. Like, they should, and you would think that's how it is, but you got to remember these people are also trying to feed their families and make it to the next race. So I wanted to touch on that. I felt GL was a little bit too hard on the lappers yesterday because the track was so one line and you couldn't drift to the outside, or we even saw it a lot of times in that 450 moto. You know, you were just going to bury it and lose all your time. So I just felt that he was a little bit too critical when it was kind of unnecessary. But anyways, on to the motos.
Okay, 450s went first yesterday. We're starting with them. Top 5 overall, starting with number 5.
Well, do you want to talk about what we have at the bottom first?
Well, I guess we could. I mean, okay, all right, fine. Changing directions here. First moto.
That was a gnarly battle.
Sick battle. 3rd through 7th place were all within like a second and a half of each other. Yes, I said that right.
Yes, you did.
7th. Okay,
yeah.
all right, great. Go
well,
ahead. Yeah.
It took him a little bit to catch up to Sealy, and once they did, they all kind of roped onto him and stuff. But I thought it was gnarly. I mean, that Bisceglia Weston Pike battle was crazy.
Cool.
And actually, you know, as big as Weston is, as deep as it is, I think he would have got it. I think Bisceglia was holding him up a little bit if he was doing that triple where he'd have to check up, going up into the back, the very first one.
Yep.
You know, every time Weston would just have to soak it up and, you know, Matty B could jump up into the top. It cost him a little bit, and every time Weston would get around him, he'd drop into the deep stuff and bury it, and Matty would just go around the outside. But, I mean, dude, It felt like it was longer than it was, but I really think it was only for like 5 laps. It felt like it was for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but it was a lot. I mean, we watched it for a long, long time.
And Marvin Baggett. Like, even Marv said on the podium, he's like, dude, I couldn't sit behind him, and every time I got around him, he'd catch back up to me, and he's like, what the hell is happening? Like, he just couldn't shake him, you know, and then Coop got in there, and then Coop kind of faded back a little bit, but that was a really good battle. Like, usually you don't see this late in the year guys pushing it that hard at the beginning of the moto.
But does that speak to how deep the classes are right now? Because, I mean, you figure you've still got a fair amount of factory dudes riding right now. Like, there's not, there's injuries, but there's so many dudes that even with the injuries, there's still 15 factory guys.
I think people, and we're not going to get into it because it's a never-ending debate, but people like to talk about our 450 series not being as deep as the GPs. I only think they say that because they see guys like Bisceglia and Weston Pike who are household names but have never won championships, and they look at them and they're like, oh, they're in the top 5, so if their guys are doing that well, then it can't be as deep as our series. But, you know, we're forgetting about a lot of the guys being hurt, Ando, obviously Dunge retiring, Kenny not being there, you know, so on and so forth. But I think it does. I think it speaks how deep it is because, and that shows that our guys care because, like I said, you normally don't see guys pushing that hard at the beginning of the moto this late in this. See, especially for a guy like Bisceglia, where, yeah, he still needs to prove something, but he's nowhere in the points. He's not even in the top 20 at this point.
No.
So, I mean, I think it's just, it's you got to give the guys credit because there's no reason those guys have to push that hard when pretty much all those guys had their, other than Marv and Baggett, their points are pretty much done with. Like, this is where they're going to finish.
Yep.
So, I thought it was pretty good. It was gnarly to see that, so that was good.
Yep. Okay, so now starting from for the top 5 from bottom up, Cole Seeley 5th overall. Felt like it was a good solid day for Cole, and as long as he continues to do these top 5s, I feel like it's going to bode well for us going into MX of Nations.
And he was killing it that first moto until he got zapped. He ended up 4th the first moto, but he was running 3rd, closing in on Martin, and you know, Bogle was about 5-6 seconds up, but closing in on Martin. And once again, though, track was really one line. 250 class would say different, but the track was really one line. So, you know, every time he'd make a little bit of a bobble, Martin would, you know, 2/10 here, 3/10 here. But yeah, I mean, had Marvin not come through like a freight train, Cole would end up in 3rd yet again. So that was a good ride for him, and I completely agree. He just needs to keep building and one more round, and I don't think he's doing the GP at the WW Ranch. So if he can just get through Crawfordsville with another top 5, maybe he can get on the box. That'll give him a ton of confidence for the next month of getting ready for MX of Nations.
Yep. Yeah, I heard he wasn't doing the GP at WW Ranch. I don't think there's a lot. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think PC's doing it, and
Husky and KTM are supposed to be.
Monster Cowie's doing it. Maybe, I don't know.
I bet we don't see Marv there though. I bet you see Zaco and all those guys, but I don't think we'll see Marv.
Maybe. Wouldn't surprise. I don't know. Is Zach going to be?
They said he was supposed to be doing it, but they were. See, this is what they said. Husky guys were doing it, and they thought Zaco was going to do it. But
I thought he was going to be in.
That's the thing. They didn't really know
at that point.
They didn't know where he was going to stand. So either way, it would be interesting to see Marv do it. I'd like to see him do it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So next up, 4th overall in the 450 class, Blake Baggett. Again, I think he had I thought he looked really, really good yesterday for the thumb injury.
I mean, what can you say? Like, you know, I don't really like Blake, but man, you got to give it. The kid's got heart, and he just keeps grinding out. He was going to give BTO their best finish outdoors, or best finish in the points of the Nationals ever, but once he knew that the championship was out of reach, he could honestly went up to Forrest and said, hey, I got to go get this thumb fixed because this is killing me. So, I mean, you just got to give the kid credit. He just keeps grinding the shit out, and he keeps doing good, and, you know, every time he gets a top 5, it just kind of amazes me.
And the thing is, he's still within striking, or he's still in 2nd place, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 1 or 2 points up from Marv.
Is that all he is? Because he only lost a point to him yesterday.
So it might be 1 then.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he gets 2nd.
But I thought he rode really well. Hell, who knows? Any stranger things have happened.
It's not supposed to rain this weekend in Crawfordsville.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
First time in 5 years.
Exactly. So, good though.
But yeah, no, 4th overall. And then 3rd overall, Eli Tomac.
Dude.
3rd overall with a, 7-1?
A 7-1. You know what that first moto, and I don't know about you, and I didn't even say it to you, but you know what that first moto reminded me? Remember we were having this conversation, and I've had it with a lot of people last year, or no, not last year, 2 years ago, where he'd get this tendency if he'd get a shit start and he'd push his way through, and if he couldn't make something happen within 2 laps, he'd get sucked into whoever pace was in front of him,
Yeah.
and he just settled in. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah.
And then he'd go out and get a start, and he'd win the next moto by whatever he won the next.
Yep.
So it was like 2016 at the beginning of the year and 2014 all over again.
It was just amazing to watch it in my mind of how bad he was that first moto, and then how good he was. Like the second moto, within the first 2 laps, like he was in first. Like he got a great start, which he didn't have a bad start in the first moto.
No.
He was in the top 5 in the first moto coming out of that first corner, and I don't know what the hell happened, how he ended up in 12th.
Actually, I do know what happened the first moto. You'd have to go back and watch the start, and the only reason I saw it is because they replayed it. Actually, I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Michele. He crossed over on him, and his weight shifted in, and the front end almost got taken out from underneath him. So he was in like 5th, and then dropped back to like 11th or something.
I don't know, but yeah, that first moto, I was like watching lap times, like watching the ticker at the top, going, "Are you gonna go, or
Well,
are we
dude,
just gonna sit here?" Like,
I'm a big Weston Pike guy, but look how long it took him to get around Weston.
Oh,
like, dude,
yeah.
he hounded Weston, and you're looking at it, and you're like, oh, it's only a second. And then the next thing you know, Weston's like 3 seconds up on him. And then it was 2 seconds, and then he was 3 seconds, and then it was a second and a half. And you're like, dude, is he going to ever get around him, or is Weston just going to stay steady this whole entire time? And finally got around him. But even when he did, Weston latched onto him, and Eli pulled him all the way to the finish.
yep.
And that's ever all the credit in the world to Weston, who's riding amazing right now. But it's like, Eli should have dropped him the first second he got close to him. So it's like, it's kind of crazy to see what he did that second moto. But it was time. It was about time. It needed to happen.
Now, on a positive note, he only lost 1 point to Marv, so he's still 26 up. No, he's more than that
He's
up
30.
on Marv.
He's 30 up on Marv.
Yeah, so he's 30 up on Marv. He's gonna be 28 up on Baggett. So it's looking good for next week.
Barring anything ridiculous.
Basically, the first moto, he has to finish in the top 20.
Yeah.
If he finishes in the top 20, he wins next week.
And if it was
In the first moto.
and if it was muddy and it looked like it was going to downpour, I'd be a little worried. But now the fact that it's looking, well, as of right now, say we said Sunday,
It's looking dry.
it's looking dry. He basically,
This could work out well.
yeah. So
Maybe.
he needed to do that. He really did.
Yep. Yeah, he needed that win. When he got that win in the second moto, I was like, oh, phew, okay.
I know.
We're there. We're
Yep.
there.
Yep.
But
So
because if he would have had another shitty one where he'd have got like 5th through 9th, something like that, I'd have been like, ooh,
yeah.
we're in trouble next week.
Oh yeah. Well, I can honestly say though that I think that it was a good thing he ripped that Holy that second moto, because I don't think if he wouldn't have gotten a good start, like even like a 5th or 6th, I don't know if he would have been able to do much with it. To be honest with you, because then he would have been right around the same place as Marv. They would have got locked into this battle, and he would have been worried more about what Marv's doing than connecting the track. And who's to say that either Marv wouldn't have blown his doors off, or Eli just makes a mistake and goes down? Because then it's really starting to get into his head. But for the first time, he was in front of Marv after the start in like what? Southwick second moto? No.
Yeah.
Southwick second moto. This is the first time he's been in front of Marv. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yep.
First time in a moto he's been in front of Marv since Southwick. Like, damn.
Yep.
So,
And speaking of Marv,
second place.
second overall. Thought he rode well.
How about that?
There wasn't anything to it. Thought he rode great all day.
Yeah, he was a little pissed after that first moto himself, and I don't know. I think it had more to do with getting caught up in the battle with Baggett, because I don't remember exactly, but I think he said he thought he probably, if he would have got through a little bit quicker, could have won.
Yeah.
He rode good though. I
thought he was gonna win.
kind of want to skip over him and just say he rode good, because I really want to talk about the first place guy.
Justin Bogle, first overall.
What in the fuck? Where did this come from?
RC.
And I don't even want to talk about the Thunder Valley first moto when he won. Where in the hell? What?
Training at Ricky's, bro.
Dude, like,
Welcome to Florida, dog.
like, what? I just keep thinking back to our preview show, and it's like, dude, we didn't even think Bogle was going to get in the top 8 half the time.
And yet he's won 2 motos and has an overall, and
I mean,
yeah.
I'm honestly, I don't really have. I like the kid, but as his career, I could care less. I'm really happy for him, because honestly, and I've been one of the people very critical of him. he's had a lot of shit thrown at him over the years since he won his 250 East title.
I'm mildly impressed.
I'm impressed.
Because I had very low expectations for him. I didn't have very high thoughts of him, period, because I thought he won that 250 title kind of
He got a lot.
by like Dungy-esque of 2010 when he won his first one of like, hey, you won this, but
you can say,
everybody was hurt.
No, yeah, you can honestly say that had Martin and AC got hurt, that there was, no, it's definitely a shock. And when he won that first moto, I was like, dude, he was gone. Like once he got around Martin, and
Marv, at one point he had a 5-second lead, and like Marv was coming for him, but
it didn't matter because he held Marv off for 3 laps.
Yeah,
like Marv was pushing. You could tell Marv wanted that win because he knew he needed the points. He probably knew where Tomac was because Frankie was telling him on the pit board.
Yep.
But dude, Marv pressured him for 3 laps, and I think he threw the kitchen sink at him, and Bogle never wavered. Not one time.
Bogle picked it up. As soon as Marv got into second, Bogle, you could watch the lap times, and he picked it up.
So the second moto comes around, and he's still pacing those guys. He doesn't get left. So my question to you is that with all the silly season stuff, and once again, not to get too far into that, with all the silly season stuff, his name being linked to the JGR team, the MCR team, or even Factory Yamaha, where do you think his best fit is? Because if he goes to the JGR, Carmichael has something to do with it.
I think he's going to JGR because Carmichael is behind him pretty heavy right now. So that's why I think he's going to JGR for next year. Did you see that Weimer signed with MCR?
Yeah, and also like Alessi's done. So.
Well, whatever. But I'm excited at least Weimer has a ride for Supercross. So.
Well, back to the Bogle thing though. Before we get off the 450s and go to 250s, it just kind of makes me wonder, had he not had a few bike issues this year, where he was inside the top 5 and even on the box, like in podium position, where he'd be in the points had all that not that shit happen. And I'm gonna tell you what, man, he's very much so making credit. Take Ricky out of it. Take that part out of it. Making a point that he deserves a factory ride, and he keeps this ball rolling, and say he goes to Crawfordsville next week and gets a podium, and then he goes to Monster Cup and say he gets a podium. We might have to look at him come Supercross season as a threat to be in the top 5 every weekend.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, dude, the kid is picking it up, and it's not like he's been terrible this year.
No.
So.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else on 450s?
Not really.
Okay, cool. That's it for 450s. We're going to move on. All right, last thing for the weekend, 250 class. Should we start with the first turn crash in the first moto?
Yeah, because that collected a lot of dudes.
Gnarly.
Let's see.
Gnarly.
Ferendis, Zaco, Mitchell, Chase Sexton, Luke Renslin,
Clark,
Scuba Steve. Yeah, and there was about 3 other pretty good privateers that were stacked up in that first turn.
Zaco got smashed by Steve's bike too.
Did it actually hit him?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I thought it like
blew
off the top of his head.
No, it came over the back and just boom, smashed him. So the fact that he got up and raced all day, I was like, wow. Well, that must have hurt.
Him, Chase, Mitchell, and Renslin all came through like a freight train.
Yes.
And obviously they were more focused on what Zaco was doing because of the championship. But dude, those guys were literally, there was only like one got, okay, when Zaco and Chase got up, there was about 4 or 5. But when Mitchell and Luke got up, there was like one dude. And the guy didn't even finish. And they made their all the way up into 11th and 12th. And obviously Zaco and Chase in the top 10. And dude, they were coming through like a freight train. And they were picking guys off left and right.
Yep.
So that was pretty gnarly.
It really was. And then the second moto, Sexton jumps the gate like crazy, just smashed that gate. So.
How what do you think was going through his mind when he realized that he launched it and he was about probably a second away from going over the bars on the start?
Well, I don't know, but how long did it take him to pull it out? Because he went so early, he hit the gate, tried to pull out, couldn't pull out, and I saw him just doing this the whole time, and then everybody else went. And he's still sitting there as they're going into the first turn.
He was trying to pull an Alessi, man.
Dude,
He dropped back and he
unbelievable.
tried re-engaging real quick, man, and it just... Now, had he timed that maybe 2 seconds later...
Would have been the best jump ever.
Dude, he had like 5 blank links going into the first turn.
Yep.
Oh my god.
However, he did not, and yeah, that sucked in for him.
Yeah. But he rode good. 9-9
Yeah.
on the weekend. If he got a top 10 start, probably would have been closer to the top 5, maybe in the top 5. I'm telling you, man, he's building. I am
Well, like
very...
they said in the broadcast, he was supposed to start riding in Supercross, crashed in practice at Atlanta Supercross, broke his wrist, right?
Yep.
That was what it was. Was supposed to come back for outdoors, broke his leg.
Yep.
And here we are.
No, I am very optimistic for Chase going into next year.
Yes.
The kid is building, and he's going to be a threat pretty soon. So.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. So, okay, cool. So now we can get in the top 5. 5th overall,
Plessinger? Not bad.
I guess.
I mean, they were all, other than, AC who won the first moto, they were all freight trading from J Mart back to Plessinger, and even the second moto, like when he latched on the back of AC, like he was keeping him within sight. Now he dropped off a little bit with about 3 laps to go, but it was just a quiet ride in 5th.
It just works into that same thing we've been preaching all year of no one is really faster than anyone else. It's all
Nope.
about the start in this class. Because again, he started and he finished pretty much in the same area. So
Yeah, and the only reason he ended up getting third that second moto fourth the second moto. Fourth the second moto is because J Mart went down.
yeah,
So had J Mart not gone down, he'd went 5-5.
yep.
So
And speaking of J Mart, 4th overall.
first moto was good. He looked pissed.
Yeah.
That AC dropped him as hard as he did, and then that
Yep.
second moto. Now, I will have to go and talk about the lappers on that one. That section is always really retarded. That single jumping up, and it's like a fucking 45-degree angle bank that goes into a 180, but yet if you don't square it off and go to the outside and you come in it straight, you're literally going to go through in the infield part of it. And I think J-Mar just tried ducking the lapper, and he just washed the front end going up the face, and then it just high-sided him into the corner. It's a really dumb section. It's taken out a lot of people, and it's really shitty if you're on the outside and you're battling with somebody, because you can't square it off because you're going to take them out, but you can't go straight because you'll end up in the infield, and then if you check up, you're going to get landed on going into the corner. So it's like it's one of those sections that doesn't
Just
flow.
sucks.
It does. So, but I think had he not gone down, probably at least would have been third that second moto.
Yeah.
So, he would have at least kept the ball rolling.
Yep. So, and 3rd overall, McElrath.
Welcome back.
Finally.
Welcome back, Shane.
Holy
Where you
shit.
been, bud?
Like, I don't know what happened to this guy. He fell off the face of the earth after Supercross there, and yeah, now he's here.
I'm kind of impressed. He's been through some adversity. He's gone through that lingering injury. I don't know how many times they've talked about it, and it's been kind of off the record too. Like, he almost rode the whole second half of Supercross injured. Mm-hmm. And then going into outdoors injured. Mm-hmm. But yet he was still riding. Mm-hmm. And it's like, not too many people knew that. So they're like, whoa, what's going on with Shane McElrath? Man, it showed how fast he really is, dude. And the guy's just buttery smooth. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's really good about picking up on lines and stuff. He's got to be a title threat going into Supercross again next year.
Yeah, I would think so.
So
He's got his shit together, so. And then number 2 overall on the day, who is actually number 1 for the season,
sounds like he's going to take number 8.
Zach Osborne,
He's going to take GL's number.
Z08.
Z08 Zo. Yeah, he kind of did what you thought he was going to do.
He had a great season. It was just his year. On the day, he looked good. Ironic again that the track that gave him that epic nickname.
Yep. Track that gave him a snack pack, and then he got the first
Gets
win.
his first win last year, and then his first title this year.
Second championship with Supercross.
Yeah, well, first outdoor title this year.
Do you think that now that it's over with, he's going to give it his all. He's going to go into Crawfordsville, and he's going to try to win. It doesn't matter. That's just how Zaco. He's the heart of the lion, whatever. Do you think now with doing what Coop did last year and winning both Supercross and Outdoors, since it sounds like he's going to be on a 250 again next year, not for Supercross but for Outdoors since we're talking about this, do you think he goes in as the favorite? Barring everybody staying healthy through Supercross going into Outdoors. Because a lot of the same guys are going to be in Outdoors next year.
Yeah.
Do you think he goes in as the favorite?
Yeah.
Because I don't. I think, honestly, because he's going to have a year under his belt with Eldon, we're really going to see if he can handle that program now that he's got some success.
This is also true.
And is he, you know what I mean? Is he going to want to work as hard?
Yeah.
Because now he's got 2 championships.
And is he going to want to work as hard, and is it going to deplete him like we've seen some of the other guys have it? So
I'm just curious. I think for Supercross, but I don't think for outdoors. I think for Supercross, you've got to peg him as one of the favorites, if not the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But not outdoors. But now we go on to the number 1 guy, and all I got to say is it's about damn time.
AC, number 1 overall on the day.
First moto
First moto win outdoors ever. Yeah, it's about time he finally got his act together and got his outdoors going.
Dude, all I'm going to say, those last 4.5, maybe 5 laps of that first moto when he was about 6-7 seconds up, and he started realizing that, okay, I got a pretty good gap, and even my 75% pace is still maybe a half second better, maybe a second better than J Mart's. I am really shocked that fucking bike did not grenade. Because, dude, over rev everywhere. Just over rev every time. Like that one section going up to Henry Hill, I'm pretty sure he just never let off the gas. He corked it out and just stayed in it all the way. And I'm just ready for that thing. I'm like, dude, valve's just going to drop. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah.
He was riding so hard trying to get away. Because of all the shit that happened at Washougal and then Unadilla the first moto, and it's like, dude, like now your bike's gonna blow up and it's just gonna show that you have no luck.
I just was waiting for him to crash, honestly. I was like, God, please don't. But
I think when we got 2 laps to go, I kind of realized that okay, he's not gonna throw this one away. He's got a big gap, and unless he just yard sails, he's gonna win whether he crashes or not.
Yeah.
He looked good. He looked great. Really happy for him. It's about time. Yeah, I mean that's all you can say, and maybe he can go into Crawfordsville and get another one.
That'd be cool.
Although, we do have to talk about a certain person that did not ride yesterday due to a crash in practice, and I hope he is healthy for Crawfordsville, because I really would have been curious what he could have done as good as AC was riding and as Zaco was riding, because, like I said, I thought him and Zaco were going to split wins. You want to do that all day long, but you can't really say shit because it was just a dumb crash.
I don't have to say anything.
It's Joey
That's the
Sabachi.
point.
What do you got to say?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You can talk all you want about him. I'm just going to sit here quietly and not make a comment.
I just got to ask, how does that have anything to do with Sabachi syndrome?
That
was a crash that almost everybody crashed on at least one point in the day. No, I'm actually trying to have a conversation.
No, I'm just saying.
I want to hear
Here we go. You know, you were like, oh, he's fixed. He wads in practice. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it wasn't typical Sabachi syndrome where he wads it in the middle of the race hard. But again, can't keep it off the ground. Sabachi syndrome. I mean,
did you see what he did in the first practice?
Yeah,
no,
I didn't, because NBC had technical difficulties.
Did you look at the live timing? He was a second and a half faster than Osborne in the first practice.
Well, I mean, you know, hey.
So that has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it.
That's great. We didn't get to see him actually race, so I don't say anything.
No, I'm just.
But you can talk about your boy. Talk about your boy.
He's not my boy.
Talk about your boy.
No, I just want to hear about some dumbass fucking thing you got to say about him.
I don't have anything dumb to say about
him. Well,
it.
this whole Sabachi syndrome is over with.
I wasn't even gonna make a comment about the Sabachi syndrome right now.
No, because you're over here smirking. You're over here smirking.
Yeah,
like
because
it's the same
you were
thing.
so confident that I was gonna have to be like, Joey Sabachi's fixed, and now I don't, because he
is fixed.
Couldn't keep it off the ground in practice.
Did he not win? Did he not win 2 in a row? And almost won 3.
Didn't keep it off the ground in practice. The deal was, if he won this week, then I had to say Sabachi syndrome was
So what happens if he wins at Crawfordsville?
But he didn't even win.
And what happens if he wins at Crawfordsville?
Doesn't matter. Now here we are. We're resetting. So now he's got to go 3 in a row again.
No. No. Oh my God! You just can't let it go.
Just talk about your boy.
No, you can't let it go. You can't let it go.
I'm going to talk about the champ. You go ahead and talk about your boy.
How many wins does Joey Sabachi have this year?
How many titles does he have?
How many wins does he have this year?
How many titles does he have?
How many titles does AC have?
How many titles does he have?
How many titles does AC have?
How many titles does he have?
How many titles does Plessinger have?
How many titles does he have?
How many titles does Shane McElrath have?
Actually, no one in the class
other than J. Martin
and Zach have titles.
So we can't go on this whole thing about who has championships and who doesn't, because how many kids in the 450 class have championships?
You just want to argue with me.
No, I just really want you to give Joey Savacci credit when he has literally been the best guy for 3 weekends in a row.
If he would have won fucking a title by now, I'd have given him a lot more credit, and I wouldn't even be having this conversation with you.
Did it take it? Okay.
But the fact that he can consistently throw titles away blows my mind.
He didn't throw this title away because it was never his.
No, this one he didn't. This is one he actually didn't throw away, but Supercross this year.
Who was faster over the last 3 weekends?
Last year.
Who was faster over
MotoCross last year?
No. Supercross last year, he never had a chance. He was not going to beat Coop. I don't care what anybody says.
He only lost by a point. So
Yeah, because Coop was riding with a broken wrist.
He only lost by a point.
Did Coop ride with a broken wrist at Vegas?
Yes, he
Okay,
did.
so that was never a
And
thing.
what happened? Joey went out and won.
How many points down was Joey down by?
Suck dick the rest of the year
How
because
many points
he
down
didn't
was
fucking
Joey?
win.
How many points down was Joey going into that race?
I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, he
all
was
I
like
remember is he
19.
lost by a point. No one cares what he was going into the race. All they know is he lost by a point.
Yeah, but he was never going to win that championship. My point to all this is that everybody wants to talk about how people ride like shit and this and that, but yet there's only like a few guys in each class that actually have championships. So can we say that if Joey sucks, then that means Plessinger sucks? That means Shane McElrath sucks? That means RJ Hampshire sucks? That means Alex Martin sucks? It does. It does. What's Alex Martin's excuse last year? He could have won a championship, but he didn't.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Let's hit the brakes here.
I'm just saying.
Let's pump the brakes, Fido. First off, 90% of these guys have never been in that close of a contention for... Okay, Aaron Plessinger suffers from the same syndrome. He cannot put it together. He cannot put it together. Okay, he suffers from the same syndrome.
By those standards, that means he sucks.
However, he's not a cocky asshole.
Joey Savacci's not a cocky asshole. When have you ever heard Joey...
You ever heard that leprechaun talk?
When have you ever heard Joey pump himself up over every other rider?
I don't
did
like
you
the
see?
guy.
Did you see what he did on Instagram after the Vegas race?
Can we just say I don't like the guy? I don't particularly care for him. I'm not going to say he's an evil person.
He's not cocky at all. He's not cocky at all.
But I don't particularly like... He's not my brand of vodka, okay?
No, that's fine. But you got
Maybe when he retires, if he starts acting like RV, because like I didn't particularly like RV when he rode either.
RV was a douche.
But now RV's retired, and I think RV's a great guy because he's funny and quirky and freaking outgoing.
And doesn't give anybody a time of damn day.
But whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. He's funny in the interview. Chances of me actually meeting him and talking to him are very low. It's possible, but it's very low. But the fact that his interviews are entertaining, different things, makes it better.
I just want you to give Joey Savacci credit when credit is due, because you want to talk about Zach Osborne, but how long did it take Zach Osborne to win a championship?
I don't give a damn.
How long did it take Zach Osborne to win a championship?
A long time.
11 years in the 250 class. 11 years in the 250 class.
Martin Davlos still hasn't won a title.
11 years in the 250 class. I'm pretty sure that if you told Joey Savacci, hey, ride in the 250 class for 11 years, he can win a championship or 5. Because you fucking keep racing the same bike.
How many years has he been in there?
Joey's actually only had 3 full seasons where he's been healthy, because he broke his wrist and then broke his leg 2 years in a row.
Whoa. Now we're going to go with ifs, and whats, or buts here. Well, he's only had this many years. Well, Zach was in Europe for how many years?
Zach was riding outdoors. I hate that these people act like because he was riding in the GPs that it takes time away. It only took time away from Supercross. You're still riding a dirt bike every freaking day, and you get paid to do it. It just bothers me when people can't give somebody credit, because we want to be on this AC hype train, but yet AC has never been in a chance to win a championship, but yet at least Joey is making his manufacturers money by being in a spot to win a championship. Whether he throws it away or not, he can say that he's had a chance to win 4 championships in a row, where most of these guys have never even sniffed a championship. And what makes more money? Sniffing a championship or getting 5th place? Sniffing a championship.
Influence on social media, which AC has.
Joey Savacci, so what? That doesn't pay the bills at Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It pays his bills. It doesn't pay Mitch Payton's bills.
His influence
No.
Mitch's bills.
Wait.
How many sets of eyes do you want to get yourself in front of?
Wait.
If I have 2 guys.
No.
Okay, if you line Savacci and AC up, and I'm going to pay them the same amount of money, and I go, okay, I only have 1 spot left. Who am I going to pick? And I go, okay, let's look at titles. Well, neither one of them have titles.
Nope.
Neither one of them have titles.
Nope.
So what's the next thing I'm going to go to? I'm going to go to social media influence, because AC has, say, 2.5 million, and Savacci's only got 1.5 million. I'm signing AC.
You do realize that every time Joey gets a win or does better than a certain person, that means they get money at Pro Circuit Kawasaki? So every time that he's done better than AC or been close to a championship, they give money to Kawasaki. They don't give Mitch Payton money because AC has followers. That's not how Kawasaki works.
But that's not what I'm saying with the Kawasaki thing. But Pro Circuit wants people to buy their product.
If I'm Mitch Payton, I just want people to win a championship. And say what you want about AC, I like the kid, but Joey's been closer to a
But
championship.
he's got to make money to be able to pay the kids. So to pay the kids, you got to sell product. To
Which
sell
Joey
product,
is selling
you got to have
product.
people to influence it. So who has more influence?
Joey Savacci, because he has better results than AC. Who's done better in their career? Joey Savacci.
Yes.
Okay, exactly. So every time
I don't know. I would venture to say that AC's win percentage in Supercross is a lot higher than Savacci's.
maybe in a so, but not his points.
No.
Not in his points. Because AC threw it away by being a moron at Toronto and fucking riding with a broke collarbone.
But.
The whole point of this conversation is that you just can't give Joey credit when credit is due, but at least I gave Zaco credit when credit was due.
I just don't care for the guy that much.
I don't like Zaco, but I just congratulated him on a championship.
I mean, yeah, well, that's because he's a winner.
So is Joey Savacci!
That's what happens when you're a winner.
Yeah, it took him 11 fucking years.
That's what happens when you're a winner.
So what happens? He goes to the 450 class and he's never going to get a win ever again.
What happens when Savacci never wins a title, period?
Joey's going to win a title, trust me. He's going to win a title.
Okay. How many more years is it going to take him?
He's actually going out of the 250 class next year, so...
So he'll never win a title?
No. He's going to win a title.
He'll never win a title?
He's going to win a title.
He'll never win a title.
I'm pretty sure he's winning.
He's going to race the 250 class next year, and then he's out. So 18 is his last year on 250.
That's what it sounds like.
He'll never win a title.
Okay, we'll see. We also said Zach Osborne was never going to win a title either.
He'll never win a title.
We didn't even have Zach Osborne for top 5 in Supercross.
We did not.
And he won a title. What are you going to do?
He did.
Okay, so there's my point.
Savacci's
Anything can happen.
So if Savacci does not race the 250 class longer than through next year, he will never win a title.
I say he goes to West Coast next year and he wins the title.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I just want you to give him credit.
Stamp it.
I said West Coast.
Stamp it.
I just want you to give him credit.
Everybody remember this.
You can remember it. I don't care. All I'm saying is that who was the best the last 3 weekends? Joey Savacci.
I'm done arguing about this.
I'm just saying.
I'm
dude.
over arguing about this.
I'm just saying.
Let's wrap
man.
the show up.
Joey Savacci.
Let's just wrap the show
Should have been
up.
second in the points.
Let's just wrap the show up.
It's okay, man.
Shoulda, coulda, east, woulda. Yeah, no. Kenny shoulda won the 450 Supercross and outdoor title this year, but
He didn't.
can't keep it off the ground.
Eli Tomac almost threw away a 70-point lead.
Yep.
Because he's a choke artist, apparently.
Yep.
He's ain't gonna win a championship next year. It's gonna be Roxon.
Yep. Okay. That's been our Bud's Creek Review show. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Facebook.
Oh, who's gonna win Crawfordsville?
Marv.
250s.
Zach.
You know you picked him to win Bud's Creek and he didn't win, right?
Yeah.
I say Joey Savacci. They split.
Who's going to win the 450s?
God. I want to say Marv's going to win it because you know what? I'll just say for the hell of it, I'll say Marv. I don't really know at this
Maybe
point.
Baggett wins. There's not a shit ton of elevation like where you're stopping and he's pressing on his hand, so maybe Baggett wins.
You know the only thing I care about at this point is Cole Seeley gets on the podium. I never thought I would say that. I just want to see Cole Seeley get on the podium, to be honest with you. If he gets on the podium, good job, bud.
Help MX Donations.
Yep.
So yeah, Bud's Creek Review Show. That's a wrap. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube.
You alright?
Subscribe. Yeah, I'm fine.
You're not getting sick, alright?
Like, share it, smash those Amazon links. We need some money.
Hopefully we'll have a guest next week. Trying to get that dickhead over here.
Yep.
It's not working.
Yep. So.
And we got a podcast in 2 weeks, man!
Oh boy.
Woo!
I'm not prepared for this.
It's 2 weeks, man.
That's alright.
We'll be good.
We'll be fine. Anywho, alright. We'll see everybody next week for the season wrap-up show.
What?
Fucking paying attention to the fucking...
Well, the Q-tip
the
just in my ear just...
I guess we could talk about saying congratulations to Zach Osborne. Or if you wanted to wait till the end of the show. I mean, it don't really matter to me. I mean, I'm dying, so it's okay. Woo! Take death in a bucket. I like your shirt. It's nice. I like boobs, so it's great.
Awesome.
It's awesome, I know,
Super
right?
great.
Is that a Cowie 450 or a Honda? It doesn't really matter to me.
It's in a pool, so it's fucked. That's what it is.
It's waterlogged right
It's waterlogged right now. Take the plug out, tip her upside down. She's good to go.
K-Dub will sell it anyway.
Yes.
For more than asking price.
Yes.
Only has a little bit of time on it as the water's puffing out of the fucking valve cover.